joining. My name is Tim. Shortly, we will go over the new homes in the villages that are for sale. We'll talk about discounted homes as well after we set this thing up and wait for a few more people. We'll wait for a few more people to join. I hope everybody's weekend is going well. We will join and start talking about the new homes for sale in the villages. What you see on your screen is the villages.com map of new homes. And if you're interested in any one of these homes, you will need to contact a villages sales representative. I will bring that phone number to you a little bit later in the video. So far, I think the live stream seems to be working. I will verify that. Let me see here. Thanks for joining. My name is Tim. Let me know if you can hear me. I will bring up the chat box. Chat box. Let me see here. Yes, the audio seems to be working. Thanks for joining. The audio is working. Let me know if you can hear. Appreciate that. We'll wait for a few more people. 6 people. Good evening. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everyone. Oh, my name is Tim. Let me know if you can see that. I'm trying to set up my banner, notes, captions. Is it maybe captions? It is a caption. Happy Sunday. How are y'all doing? See my next stream. Stay tuned. Oh, no. Let me go back to the chat. Hello. We'll wait a few minutes. Happy Sunday evening in America. I'm just verifying that my live stream is set up and working. My name is Tim. How are y'all doing today? See you in my next stream. Stay tuned. No. Happy Sunday. Thanks for joining. Why is that caption off? Okay, we will go over the tour of the new homes. If you can hear and see me, leave a comment in the chat box. I'd like to know. I think it's working, but you never know. Sometimes these live streams don't work. Happy Sunday. What time is it? 4:42. So we have a big week in the villages. What is going on in the villages this week? Let's go over the map. 5 minutes. That is going to be all I need to get going on the villages. So happy Sunday. Let's get moving on the map. Here we have the map of the village's new homes. And I see in the village of Well Point, there used to be 4 homes that were discounted for sale. Now I only see 2 of them. So they sold 2 homes in the last few days. 2 of these discounted homes. All is working, Val. Thank you. I appreciate it. Everything seems to be working. So I started doing a couple of videos on discounted homes, and one of my subscribers kind of let me in on a secret with the discounted homes. When I was looking for a new home like 4 years ago, the villages would show the discounted price on the website. You would see the old price with a slash through it, and then you'd see the new price below it. And the villages stopped doing that, apparently. And now they show a discounted home, and they have a unique pricing method. And the pricing will end with a 9,500. So in this case, you see the price 399.5. You can tell that this home is discounted just because of the unique pricing structure. And one of my subscribers told me that. This home is also discounted in Well Point. It ends with a 9,500. So you can tell that this is a discounted home. And last week or the week before, one of my subscribers told me about that. So I started doing videos, and they seem to be pretty popular videos, the discounted home video. So part of what we're going to go over today are the discounted homes. We're going to go over all of the neighborhoods. One of my subscribers asked a question, you know, where and why are these homes discounted? And I think this answer is pretty simple. Why are the homes discounted? So if you look at the homes that are discounted, you see 2 homes in Well Point. And the short answer is the villages is trying to sell out the neighborhood. They're trying to get all these homes sold in Well Point so they can say that all the homes are sold in this neighborhood. These homes have been on the market for probably 5 or 6 months. And I've noticed they're usually a particular model type, like the Dove and the Oriole models and the Sycamore. And if they're on the market for 4 or 5, 6 months, and they only have a few homes left in the neighborhood, they will discount them. That's essentially the short answer why some of these homes are being discounted. They just want to sell out the neighborhood. They've been on the market for essentially too long. The villages wants to develop new neighborhoods. They want to develop this designer neighborhood in Well Point, this neighborhood in Oak Hollow, and they don't want these 2 homes straggling behind for sale. They want to get them sold so they can concentrate on selling these designer homes in Well Point and these designer homes in Oak Hollow. And they're opening up this new neighborhood down here in Oak Hollow. So that's why they're discounting them. The homes have been on the market too long. They want to get the homes sold. They want to close out the neighborhood, and they want to move on. So the villages discounts the home. I know that these homes, there's been a lot more discounted homes. I just think the market is soft. They're not selling as many homes as they used to. Also, they are developing new neighborhoods pretty rapidly. All these neighborhoods are being developed. Look at all of the lots All of these are designer home lots. These lots probably have homes on them already. They're going to sell these homes soon, right here in the middle, next to the Woodlands Championship Golf Course. So they want to get these stragglers sold, they discount them, then they're going to start moving south and sell these neighborhoods out. That is the reason. It's based on how long the homes have been on the market, and they want to sell the neighborhoods out. They want to close them out. Leave comments below if you so desire. I would appreciate that. So here in Well Point, near the Street of Dreams, you've got two homes. And last week, just a few days ago, there were 4 homes for sale. And if I put the pending home thing on, you can see this home here. This was one of the homes that was recently sold, the Sycamore. That sold. That was a discounted home. Here are 2 homes that were recently discounted and sold. These yellow dots represent pending homes, meaning they recently went under contract. So these are the 3 homes that sold in the last few days, and they were discounted. Thanks for joining. My name is Tim. I bring you villages related content. So I'll leave the pending homes up so you can see what was sold recently. The other major neighborhood they are trying to discount and sell homes are the Isabella Villas. And I probably will bring a video to you later today or maybe tomorrow on the Isabella Villas. This neighborhood has been on the market for quite some time. And you can see a lot of these homes are discounted. Here is a discounted Botanical, and most of them are Botanical. And that's the other thing. Certain model homes just are not selling as quickly as others. And in the Isabella Garden Villa neighborhood, it's the Botanicals. They're just not selling. So they're discounting them. Here's another Botanical discounted $399,500. Here's a Serenity. They don't seem to be discounting the Serenities as much. Here's another Serenity. And if you remember, the Serenity model is a smaller version of a garden villa. It's like a Botanical. They're around 1,500 square feet. 1,507 square feet. And I brought videos to you earlier showing that the smaller model homes are not selling as fast as the larger models. It seems like everybody wants 17, 18, 1,900 square foot homes when they move to the villages. They really don't want a 1,500 square foot home. So the Serenities and the Botanical, which is a smaller square foot home, they are just not selling as fast. But it doesn't seem like they're discounting the Serenities. And there's a reason for that. Serenities are in the 435, 440 price range. Here's a Botanical that it's discounted. Here's a Botanical that's not discounted. Look at the difference. Botanical and then this Botanical. $399, which is only 3 houses away, and now you can go to $419. So you got a $20,000 savings if you buy this Botanical. I think I was actually in that Botanical. Here's another Botanical that's been discounted. Another Botanical discounted. Serenity not discounted. I have not seen any Serenities discounted yet. It's only the Botanicals they are discounting. They built too many Botanicals in this neighborhood. And I talked to a sales representative that was showing one of these homes, an open home. And he's telling me that the Botanicals, there's just no interest in the Botanical. So my guess is the villages might even discount them more, is my guess. Thanks for joining. My name is Tim. Leave comments in the chat box below. I would appreciate it. I will answer any question you have. This is an open forum live stream, and it is supposed to be interactive. So ask questions, I'll answer them. But until you ask a question, I'm just going to go through my deal here. And we are talking about the Isabella Garden Villas. We're talking about discounted homes. As I mentioned earlier, you can tell a discounted home if it has a 9,500 in the list price, like this Botanical is discounted, 399.5. This Serenity is not discounted because the sales price does not end in a 9,500. And the Botanicals are discounted because they've been on the market a while, and there's just not enough interest in the Botanical. They're nice homes. And the reason that nobody's interested in the Botanical is when you enter the home through this front gate area, you're moving on to the side of the home and you're entering in the lanai area. This is like a lanai on the side of the home, and that's the whole idea behind the garden villa, is the lanai is on the side overlooking what they consider like a garden area. But the reason nobody wants, well, nobody, but they're not selling as fast is when you're in the kitchen, you have to exit the home, go outside through this lanai area. It is covered, and then you have to enter your garage. And that is why the folks are not interested in this home, is they have to exit the home to get into the garage. And this is the only model of garden villa that's like that. Hi, Val. Val, is one of those models the one that you can't access the house? Yes. Yes, Val. Hi, Frank. East and West. So yes, to answer Val's question, the Botanical Garden Villa is the only model garden villa that you have to exit the home, walk through the lanai, and get into the garage. And that's the reason they're not selling, which really doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because up until real recently, up until the last couple of years, they made a lot of patio villas and courtyard villa homes that had laundry in the garage. And they sold a lot of homes over the last 20 years. Actually, over the last 30 years, they sold a lot of homes in the villages where the laundry is in the garage. And I talked to a lot of people when I did open house videos. I talked to a lot of people who were going through patio villas and courtyard villas that had laundry in the garage, and they said it didn't bother them. They didn't care if the laundry was in the garage. But for some reason, they designed this Botanical garden villa where you have to exit the kitchen and go into the garage through the courtyard or through the lanai, and nobody wants to buy it. It doesn't make sense to me. They sold so many homes, patio villas, courtyard villas with the laundry in the garage. And then all of a sudden they designed this new home where you just have to walk through the lanai to get to the garage, and nobody's buying it. Very strange to me. So to answer Frank's question, we're looking at this Isabella Garden Villa. And because the lanai on the garden villa is on the side of the home, the lanai on this particular home, you can see the blue dot, is actually facing east. So that's kind of favorable. And if you remember from my videos, if you have an east-facing lanai, you can see the lanai is here and it's facing east, which is this wall. If you have an east or north-facing lanai, the homes tend to sell a little faster. And if you notice, most of the homes that are discounted, and I noticed that, if you look at these 4 homes here, for instance, actually these 5 homes, these 5 homes were all discounted, and these 3 yellow dots were sold in the last few days. Look at which direction the lanai is facing on these 5 homes that were discounted. And they were discounted because they weren't selling. West-facing lanai, west-facing lanai, west-facing lanai, west-facing lanai, east-facing lanai. So this kind of proves the theory that the homes with the west-facing lanai seem to sell a little slower than the ones with the east-facing lanai. And this home with the east-facing lanai, the reason that one wasn't selling is because the 2-car garage. If you're spending $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 on a home, you're going to want a 2-car garage with a golf cart garage. And I just want to let everybody know that when I'm looking at these homes that have been discounted, just about every one of these homes has a west-facing lanai. And I don't think that's by coincidence. I just think that people are looking for homes that have lanais facing east or north. I know that's for a fact because I talked to MLS real estate agents. They're selling pre-owned homes in the villages, and they're telling me it's just harder to sell a home that has a west-facing lanai. And this kind of proves it. The last 5 homes in this Well Point neighborhood, 4 out of 5 had west-facing lanais. You still have 2 homes still for sale with west-facing lanais. And the home that had the east-facing lanai had a 2-car garage. So here's one still for sale, west-facing lanai, 2-car garage with a golf cart garage, $429,500. Here's another home for sale, west-facing lanai. This is a Sycamore 2-car garage. This home here was recently sold. It was discounted, 2-car garage. This home here sold recently, west-facing, 2-car garage with a golf cart garage. So there's reasons why these homes are being discounted. They either are west-facing or they have 2-car garages. And the villages just wants to get rid of the home. They want to sell the home just to close out the neighborhood so they can start concentrating on selling homes in these new neighborhoods to the south. That is why they are discounting homes. They move quickly in the villages. And if something's not selling and the neighborhood is close to being closed out, they will discount them, sell them off, move on, concentrate on new neighborhoods. So this is a new neighborhood right here. You won't see any of these homes discounted. This is a new neighborhood. They are trying to sell out these homes, and none of them are discounted. This is a designer home neighborhood. And 800 yards away, you've got 2 homes that are discounted. And one of them has a 2-car garage with a golf cart garage. And then you have the Isabella Garden Villa neighborhood, and most of your Botanical models are discounted. Your Serenities are not discounted, and the Botanicals are discounted because of this design where you're exiting the home to get into the garage. This garage is nice and big. You can easily get a golf cart on the left side. It's a 2-car garage. So the garage is nice and large. But for some reason, people don't want to walk outside the home to get into the garage. But up until 4 or 5 years ago, the villages were selling homes like crazy with laundry in the garage. So people didn't mind going out in the hot summer into the garage where it's 300 degrees. Trust me, it's super hot in your garage in summer. People don't mind doing that to do their laundry, but they do have a problem exiting the kitchen, walking through the lanai for 5 seconds and get into the garage and drive away. It doesn't make sense to me. I would rather walk through the lanai for 5 seconds, get in the car and drive away than sit in the garage for 20 minutes separating laundry, folding laundry, hanging laundry, when this garage is probably 150 degrees. And just so you know, I would never buy a home with a laundry in the garage. Although there's a lot of people that do, and they say it doesn't bother them. I just don't understand it. Those garages get super, super hot in the summertime. So let me know in the chat box below, would you buy a home that has a laundry in the garage in Florida? I still don't understand how people are doing it. I still don't understand how they do it. And in the courtyard villas, in the patio villas, even up until 4, 5, 6 years ago, they were building them with the laundry in the garage. And I still don't understand why anybody would do that. I agree with you, Val. No way. One of my neighbors has a laundry in his garage. He has a courtyard villa. I asked him about it. What he said to me was, oh, the wife does the laundry. It doesn't bother me. I said, does it bother your wife? He says, no, she hasn't complained about doing laundry in the garage. And I asked him that in the middle of summer when it was like 100 degrees outside with 100% humidity. And I was in the swimming pool because it was too hot outside. I asked him that question. I still don't understand. I mean, there are a lot of homes north, at least north of County Road 466A. Between the sixes, there's a lot of homes that have the laundry in the garage. When I bought my patio villa, that was my first requirement. No laundry in the garage. And they only made maybe, I don't know, maybe 10% of the patio villas north of 466A had laundry in the home. I think 90% of the patio villas have the laundry in the garage. It was super hard to find a pre-owned patio villa with laundry in the home. I know. How hot can that garage get? If the dryer's running, it's summer and it's 150 degrees outside. I just don't understand why people are buying homes with the laundry in the garage. So, and then I saunter my way down to the southern part of the villages, to the Isabella Garden Villas, and I'm talking to the agents, and they say nobody's going to buy this. Nobody's buying this home because they have to walk through the lanai for 5 seconds to get to the garage. And I'm thinking to myself, there are thousands, tens of thousands of people living in the northern part of the villages doing their laundry in the garage, and they don't seem to mind it. So I think that was probably the mindset the villages had when they designed this botanical garden villa, is nobody's going to care if you walk 5 seconds through the lanai to get to the garage. Apparently they do. Apparently they care. It's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy Where did the paradigm shift? When did that paradigm shift happen? Because people are buying pre-owned homes in the north as we speak with laundry in the garage, and they're not batting an eye to it. And they're paying big money for these homes. They're asking $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 for a pre-owned courtyard villa with the laundry in the garage. I've done many videos. Yeah, that is the truth. Scott Miller. People are funny, what they like and they don't like. My God. Just talk to any real estate agent. There's only one consistent thing in life. And the consistent thing in life is that people are inconsistent, especially in the real estate world. You just can't tell what people are going to think and what people are going to do, especially when it comes to real estate. So anyway, the Botanical Garden Villa, I still think it's a nice home. I wouldn't mind buying it. I would buy it. I might wait a little while to see if they discount them more. I have a feeling they might even discount these homes even more. Maybe they discount it down to, I don't know, $379, and you jump in and buy it. I don't know. Let's take a look at it. This is an extra wide garage. This garage is absolutely huge. When I walked in the garage, I said, wow. You could almost put a golf cart garage door on it. And I think if they would have done that, they would have sold all these out. Maybe that's what they should do, is just punch a hole in the wall and put a garage door and call it a 2-car garage with a golf cart garage, and they probably would sell. So this ain't it. That's the wrong picture. That doesn't make sense. That's not the right picture, I don't think. There should be a door here into the kitchen. So here is a mocked up picture of the Botanical Garden Villa. Nice and open. Nice home. So here you're walking through the gate, through the garden, and you turn right and you enter the lanai. It's not. So here you go. And then you're entering this lanai, and here's your kitchen door. If you turn right, you'll see the garage door, and people will not walk 5 seconds through here, but they will spend $500,000, $400,000 on a pre-owned courtyard villa with a laundry in the garage. So here we are looking into the kitchen, and here you're standing at the kitchen door looking back into the door that enters the garage. You even have a nice glass door that enters the garage. So this is what you're walking from your kitchen to your garage. People refuse to walk outside. It's covered. You're not going to get rained on, but people are refusing to walk this, so they won't buy the home. And then they'll turn around, they'll buy a home in the north with a laundry in the garage. So here you're entering the kitchen with a composite plank floor. It's nice and wide open. I walk into these homes, it's like, I like them. And somebody on my last live stream last week was saying that this island, it's an afterthought. The villages realized they weren't selling these homes, so they decided to put these islands in. Apparently, some of the complaints they were getting was there's no island, not enough counter space, kitchen space, cabinet space. So the villages decided to put this island in. And let me know in the chat box below what you think of the island. There were people last week on the live stream that said this was just god-awful looking island. I think it's fine. It looks fine. Let me know what you think of the island. I think showing a discount would make people feel they were getting a, yeah, that's why they 4 or 5 years ago when I was looking at new homes, they did show the discount, and it makes people feel good. I agree with that. I think they need to change their marketing strategy and show that discount. I agree. So 4 or 5 years ago, when I was looking at new homes, I would look at the website. They would have a big red slash through this number, and then down below in red, they would show the new discounted price. And I think that was a good marketing strategy. And I don't know why they got away from it. They show a big red slash through this green number. That would be the old sales price. And then down below in red, they would have the new sales price, the discounted price. And I agree. I think they should go back to that. So the Villages, if you're watching, and I know you are, I think you should go back to your old marketing strategy and show the discounted price. I absolutely think Val is 100% correct. It makes people feel warm and fuzzy when they know they're getting a discount. Everybody wants to feel good about getting a discount. They want to see the discount. They want to show their friends that they got the discount. And right now, they can't feel good, warm, and fuzzy about a discount because they don't even know they're getting a discount. Yeah, it is an afterthought. The island, Scott, is definitely an afterthought. Absolutely. The first few weeks I went into these homes when they were first listed, there was no island in it. And it looked like a vacant cave in the home. It just looked like something was missing. And later on, I will show you the pictures. There's just not enough cabinet space. And then after these homes were on the market not selling, the Villages kind of scratched their chin like this. And I thought, let's throw an island in there and see if these homes sell. And they did, and they still didn't sell. It's yes, it's the land of the misfit island. It definitely is. Yep. Totally agree. The salespeople know it. The Villages knows it. It's just like a last ditch effort to make the home attractive. But I think they need to show the people that they're getting a discount. So here you're standing in the living kitchen area, looking back out into the entrance, and you're going to see this kitchen is got not enough space in it, not enough cabinets in it. Oh Lord, here is the land of the misfit island. If the island is not there, you can see there's very little cabinet space in these homes. I think that's probably another reason why they're not selling. Let's take a look. So here you've got, you got an open box, and the kitchen, it's just, without the island, it just looked like an unfinished home. But I think a lot of the new model homes are like that. I think a lot of the homes, it's just a box, no walls, very few cabinets. And that's one of the reasons that I said I don't like the galley kitchens. The galley kitchens are just too small. They just look too, I don't know, institutionalized, just not enough cabinet space. And this home here doesn't even have a galley kitchen. It's just an open box. And they decided to throw some cabinets in. Looks like something that you'd build, kind of as your deer camp up north. You build a box, and in one corner of the box, you put a refrigerator and a stove, and then the rest of the building you use as cots for all your friends to sleep and go deer hunting. And that's there's no character. And I see that a lot in a lot of the new home floor plans, not only the Isabella Villas. Yeah, I would too, Scott Miller. Yeah, I agree. I think the Villages they're missing an opportunity to let the buyers know. It's a fine line. The Villages don't want anybody to know that they're desperate to sell homes. And that's the reason they employ the strategy of not notifying of the discounts. They don't want people to know that they got a boatload of inventory. They don't want people to know that they're having a hard time selling their homes. They want people to think that it's hard to get a home and buy a home in the villages because there's so much demand. You better jump in now and you better buy now because the homes are selling so fast. So that is the strategy. That's the rationale they're using and for not showing the discount. Yeah, Val, I agree. You're getting more younger home buyers in the South that don't want small anything. Yes, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, I think the appetite and the wants and desires of the home buyers are changing over time. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. So I think that's the reason, the rationale the villages is not showing the discount is because they don't want to let anybody know that they're desperate to sell homes. They don't want anybody to know that the market is soft. They want to they want people to think that they need to act fast and buy now. Because if you see red slashes all over the place on the website showing discounts, people are going to get started. Nobody wants to buy in the villages anymore. I wonder why. So you're one of them, Val. You don't want small anything. You're one of them. Yes, I think you're right. I think the vibe is different with the new home buyers and in the South. It depends on what you can afford, right? If you can afford large, you buy large. If you can't afford large, you don't buy large. But I think the options are more nowadays in the villages. You know, a few years ago, you could only get one or two types of courtyard villas, and most of the time the laundry was in the garage. You didn't have a lot of choices. Patio villas, 90% of them laundry in the garage. You didn't have a lot of choices. Um, Nowadays, I think you have a lot more choices. Uh, I think they're also building homes faster nowadays. I think years ago, everything was block and stucco or wood frame that took forever to build a home. Nowadays, they can put these homes up in no time, lickety split with precast walls. So they can build the homes faster, they can sell them faster, they can build more of them in a shorter period of time. So there is a big change in dynamic going on in the villages, and it's compelling the villages to change marketing strategies. It's compelling the villages uh, to try to control their marketing strategy, their marketing scheme, their sales pitch. I think that's part of the reason why they were bashing on the YouTubers because things are changing. They want to protect their brand. Market is softening. I think the market is getting a lot softer, to be honest with you. So they have the ability to build homes faster, and the market is getting softer. So you've got a double whammy going on. I'm renting the month of August. I'll try to figure out what web, where, where. You're renting in the month of August. I'll try to figure out where you're going to buy a home. You're trying to figure out where to buy a home. Uh, well, you got a bunch of discounted homes in Water's Edge. If you're big into discounts, they got some in Water's Edge. I don't know why anybody's not buying the homes in Water's Edge. They got a bunch of homes in Water's Edge that are discounted. I don't know why they're still for sale. Why aren't people buying them? Market is soft in water everywhere, apparently. Water's Edge. I just did a video. Here we go, Water's Edge. Probably the best location in the villages. And it's going to be the best location for a very long time, I think, by the way. It's going to be one of those rare neighborhoods and rare villages that always will be popular. It's going to be just like the village of, what's it called? Charlotte, up near Lake Sumter Landing. It's always popular. The minute a home in that village goes for sale, it gets sold. Even as of today, it's because it's so close to Lake Sumter Landing. People just want to live there. Here's one for sale right here. Why isn't anybody buying this Dove C model? It's discounted, $439,500. The lanai is facing south. Okay, well, all right. Here's a Mockingbird not on sale here. Here's one, Sycamore F model, wood framed home, $389,500 in the village of Water's Edge. You can walk to the town square from here. Why isn't anybody buying it? Because that is a 2-car garage? Is that why? Here's another Dove C, 2-car garage with a golf cart garage, a stone's throw away from Water's Edge Rec Center, stone's throw away from Eastport. Why are these homes still for sale? Market soft. Why isn't anybody buying this Dove model? Right here. Look at this. The lanai on this home right here. This is the home you have to buy. Discounted, $429,500. Lanai is facing east, southeast. It's an ugly house, but who cares? It is a Mockingbird concrete wall, Water's Edge, stone's throw from the town square. You can walk to the town square and go dancing every night. $429,500, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1967 square feet. Why is this home for sale? Lanai facing east, southeast. If you're interested in buying a home, Val, why aren't you buying this one? Buy this home, Val. Get on it. No, it's not close to the turnpike. This home is not close to the turnpike. Water's Edge, perfect location. I'm telling you, Val, if you buy this home today, you will not regret it. It is kind of an ugly home, but who cares? You're sleeping in the home. You move to the villages for the outdoor activities, for the swimming pools, the pickleball courts, the movie stars, whatever. But you're not moving to the villages for a pretty looking house, because there are no pretty looking houses there. What's this one? What premium do you think is reasonable for an east or north facing lanai? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What I don't know, $5,000 maybe. I have no idea. That's a better question for the realtor. So Val, I'm telling Val, if you're interested in buying a home and you want to live in the good vibes of the South near Eastport, here's a home, east, southeast lanai, 2-car garage, golf cart garage, concrete walls. So you don't have to worry about getting blown away by a hurricane. 1,900 square feet, because you mentioned before you don't want anything small. It's a decent sized house. I don't know why anybody needs a house larger than 1,900 square feet in retirement. I have no idea why people want big houses. But here you go. This is it. It's in Water's Edge. You even have a privacy fence. There's composite plank floors. There you go. You're walking in. You could even use this as a front office area. A lot of people like a spare bedroom in the front of the home near the entrance door, because if you want an office, you can bring people in and you walk right into the office. Although it's against the law or the rules to have a business out of your home, but some people do. So let's take a look at this. What is this? So you're walking in the front door. Maybe this is a wonky floor plan. But anyway, you got a wall in the back. Maybe that's why people don't like it. But who cares? You got a wall. Here you got an L-shaped kitchen, kind of a wonky kitchen, quartz countertops. Why? I would like to know why Val wouldn't want to buy this home. It's discounted. You can tell all your friends you got a discounted house. Look at this. You got tray ceiling. Maybe it's too close to your neighbor in the back, but if you don't want to be close to neighbors, don't buy in the villages because all the houses are jammed in next to each other. You're all close. It even has tile floors in the bathroom. Look at this. Power lines? No, there's no power lines there. No, there are no power lines there. I know this neighborhood like the back of my hand. There are no power lines here. Well, right here is the home. You do have power lines here, but they're small power lines. They're not ugly. They're not like the power lines in St. Catherine. You got some giant ugly power lines in the village of St. Catherine area. They are big and ugly. These, not too bad. I would not have an issue living here with these power lines. I wonder if I have a video. I could show you what the power lines look like. But there is a power line easement right through here. Right through in here. And this home is here. And the back of your home, you don't even see the power lines. You could sit in your lanai and you could not see the power line. They're very high, and there's only like 3 of them, and they're thin. It's not that bad. I don't think it's due to the power lines. Yeah, the kitchen style is kind of wonky. I give you that. Yeah, it's a lot of house for the money. What is this? Is there a couple of weeks ago? Check it out. I live in Florida, so I know about being close. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't want close proximity to your neighbor, don't buy in the villages. And I don't understand where people say, "Oh, you're too close." Well, then don't buy in the villages. It's just that simple. Because you're going to get closeness in the villages. I look at it as you're buying a house to sleep in it. I'm not a big entertainer guy. I'm not going to have nightly house parties. I don't care. I go home to sleep. I wake up in the morning and I go to the swimming pool. I go to the gym. I'm playing pickleball. I'm playing tennis. I'm going to the rec center. I might play poker. And I go home to sleep. But there's a lot of people, they go to the villages to socialize and throw dinner parties, and they want big houses. And that's fine with them. But for me, I don't need a big house. I just use it to sleep. If you want to throw a party, you go to the rec center. You rent a pavilion at your local rec center or regional rec center. You go to Shady Brook, you go to Saluki, you rent a room, and you invite your friends over there. But I don't know why people wouldn't be buying this home. All right, there's another one listed. That's somebody was asking me about. Here's one that's listed. Here's one in Water's Edge, a lot further away from the power wires, and this is a south-facing lanai. Again, look at all the ones discounted. Here you go, south-facing lanai, south-facing lanai, south-facing lanai. Here's one discounted, west-facing lanai, west-facing lanai, discounted. That's not by accident, people. The homes with the east and north-facing lanais are selling faster. That's just a fact, Jack. You're still home, so you work a lot. Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense. So these homes are further from the power lines, and they are discounted. Look at all the homes discounted here. This is Water's Edge. Now you're looking over here. This is also Water's Edge, discounted. So here you have one that's kind of northwest facing. All these are discounted. Look at all. These are too close to the road. This is Bar Boulevard. So I would not buy these two. This home here is discounted, Sycamore C. And this is like a southeast facing lanai. Again, only 2-car garage. That's why it's discounted. Everybody, if you're spending north of 400K, you want a golf cart garage. And that's why that house is still for sale. Here's a mockingbird. These homes might be a little too close to Bar Boulevard for my comfort level. This kingfisher, north-facing lanai, not for sale, not discounted. Look at that. Imagine that. I thought there was homes in Shady Brook that were discounted, but I guess there's not. So there is no homes in Shady Brook discounted. One of my subscribers made a comment. I said, I think there might be some homes in Shady Brook discounted. There are none. They're trying to sell this neighborhood. This is Shady Brook. All these designer homes. There's a million designer homes in this neighborhood. They're trying to sell. They just recently developed this neighborhood. Here's another brand new neighborhood, Shady Brook. They're trying to sell these homes. They're not discounted. So they're discounting these homes in what I consider a better location in Water's Edge. Right there. There you go, Val. Jump on this house. Best one available, in my opinion. Discounted, best discounted home. I might make a video. Maybe I'll make the video on this home today first. When you wake up in the morning, you'll see a brand new video from me. I might make it on this home. Best available, discounted home in Water's Edge. Right here you go. Thanks for joining my live. My name is Tim. I bring you villages related content. There's a lot of new people on the live stream. We're just going through the villages.com website if you're interested in any one of these homes. And this is the best home available, discounted or not, best value. I'd probably end up doing a video on this home. So tell me what you think of the privacy fence in the back, Val. Yeah, kind of a wonky kitchen. I'll give you that. Kind of a wonky kitchen. But for the price, we can live with a wonky kitchen. That's how I am. Carpet in the bedrooms. Why are they putting carpeting in homes in Florida? I don't understand. I have no carpeting in my patio villa. I have pre-owned patio villa. Carpeting in Florida in summer, 100 degrees, 100% humidity, and you're going to have carpeting. No. No, thank you. No carpeting for me. Love the Oriole or the Kingfisher with north or west facing lanai, 2+ Oriole and Kingfisher. I thought I saw an Oriole discounted. I think it's in Well Point. I think there was an Oriole. Val, yeah, there you go, Val. Val. What kind of a profile picture you got going on there, Val? So here, we're going to look for that Oriole for you. Why? Because I got nothing better to do. This is the... So look at this. I'm calling attention to this home because it has the Roman shower, walk-in Roman shower. Everybody loves the Roman shower in the villages. People, even when they're looking at pre-owned homes, they're looking for the Roman shower. And so many of the homes don't have it nowadays. So this model does. It has a wonky kitchen, but the Roman shower is This is what you want. It's tile Roman shower. I think to own a home with a Roman shower is the bomb. And this one has it. Discounted. $429, water's edge, wonky kitchen, privacy fence, two-car garage, golf cart garage. Why is this home still on the market? This privacy fence is actually a bonus. You don't have to sit there and watch this person in the home behind you smoking a cigar. And why does everybody in the villages sit in their lanais and smoke cigars? Tell me that. So many people smoking cigars in the villages. It's kind of weird, but the villages put this fence in. Maybe that's the reason why it's not selling. So there you have it, the best home available, discounted at Water's Edge in the villages. So thanks for joining. My name is Tim. We're just going through the discounted homes. Somebody wanted to look at an Oriole. Who's this? Scott Miller loves the Oriole and Kingfisher. There was an Oriole for sale, on sale. Let's see. Dove, sycamore, dove. Lots of dove. Here's your Oriole C. Scott, are you there? It has a south-facing lanai. It's also backed up to a patio villa neighborhood, which is actually not a bad thing. I know there's a lot of people that buy designer homes and they don't want to be anywhere near a patio villa neighborhood. But if you think about it, it might not be the worst thing that your lanai is actually facing a patio villa who does not have a lanai in the back of the home. So you're facing the back of a patio villa. So you don't have to worry about a neighbor sitting in his lanai smoking a cigar, blowing his smoke in your face. So let's look at this. What is it? I thought it was Oriole C. Right here. This Oriole C. Nice looking house, two-car garage, golf cart garage, on sale, discounted, $419, 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1887. Call the villages, Water's Edge. It's in Water's Edge. Let's take a look at the floor plan of the Oriole C. Scott, what's your name? What's your name? Scott wants to look at it. Here is your Oriole C model. Lovely two-car garage, golf car garage. Entering the foyer area, you even have a clothes or a clothes closet in the foyer. That's hard to come by nowadays in the villages. Very few homes have a coat closet in the foyer. That is a rarity in the villages to find a home with a coat closet in the foyer. Just to let you know. And there's a lot of people that look for this. They think this is an important little feature to have. So off to the right in the dining, you got a sliding pocket door, I think. Yep, sliding pocket door. And you're entering into the bedroom and bedroom area. And you do have a guest bathroom. You do have bifold doors. And then off to the back of the home, you got the primary suite, sliding pocket door, entering into the bathroom, 2 sinks. Always look for your 2 sinks. It has a walk-in closet. You have a sliding pocket door on a separate commode space. A lot of people want a separate commode room. Here you have a shower. And then you have this goofy galley kitchen. And I said last week that I'm not a big fan of the galley kitchen. I don't think they have enough cabinet space. And then somebody argued with me about that. And then, what is this? You have a sliding pocket door into a laundry room that's off the kitchen. It's nice to have your laundry space away from your bedrooms. That's one thing I like about this model. So far I'm with you, Scott, on the Oriole model. Yes, They're all these discounted homes. Most of them you're going to have a south-facing lanai. It's not by design. It's because nobody wants a south-facing lanai. So this home has a laundry room with a window in it. That's kind of nice. Laundry room with a window, because that's going to be a dark room to begin with. You got a little window. Very nice. And then as you enter the foyer, you're going to turn left, sliding pocket door. There's lots of sliding pocket doors on this unit. Bedroom in the front, bathroom. What is this? Shower, lanai, sliding patio doors, lots of them. It's a nice model. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at your Oriole. We're looking at the Oriole. Thanks for joining, everyone. Here's the Oriole model. It's further away from the power wires. It's in Water's Edge, still close to the Eastport Town Square. Is that blue? And as I mentioned, a lot of people, if I would buy this home, I would screen this in right here, because the insects are seeking shelter from the hot sun, and they will nest inside here. So if you put a screen here with a little screen door, then the insects won't nest inside. Otherwise, you're going to fight a constant battle with insects. And there's a lot of insects in Florida, just so you know. So composite plank flooring, wide open spaces. Scott likes the Oriole model. So far, it does seem really nice, except for the kitchen seems a little small, but I don't know. Let me know in the chat comments. You like this kitchen, this galley kitchen? They seem to bother me, but some people say they like them. Is there enough cabinet space? It just, I don't know. Composite plank floors. They tell me that the floors are waterproof. That's what they say. So by definition, composite would be what? Like compressed plastic? So I would assume that they are waterproof. They tell me they are. I think this is the door, sliding pocket door, that goes into your laundry. Yeah, they are they not painting colors on the outside of these new homes? They are painted, but a lot of them are just generic colors, like light tans and light beige. They do have a couple of them in Water's Edge. When I was doing videos, no, actually in Well Point, when I was doing videos in Well Point, in one of those new designer home neighborhoods, they had a blue one, they had a bright yellow one, and to be honest with you, they're ugly. So I think you're best off staying with the neutral colors. Does this home have a backsplash? No, I don't think it has a backsplash. Most of your homes don't have backsplashes. So here you got the white quartz countertop, single bolt sink. Here is your primary bedroom, tray ceiling, carpeted floors. Carpeting, I know carpeting is less expensive to install than tile or composite floors, but I think at some point the Villages just needs to put all composite floors in every room. Carpeting in Florida in 120-degree heat is not my style. Let me know. We like the galley style, have it here in Michigan. You do. Why? Don't you lose counter space, cabinet space in a galley kitchen? Cabinet space. Don't you lose that? Here, like the shower, walk-in shower. Not sure I like the glass panel here. Do you like the glass panel in this shower, or would you rather have a wall, or maybe a block wall that you cannot see through? Or do you like the glass frameless panel? Let me know what you're thinking. It has tile floors, so your pocket door. There is your, that looks nice. This is an okay floor plan. What are you waiting for? It's discounted. What you waiting for? You're waiting for the prices to go up. The only thing wrong with this house is that the lanai is not facing north or east. It's facing what? West, south? What was it? I think it was south. But it's in water's edge. You can't get a better location. They do have tile on the tub. Nothing wrong with the house. Here is your laundry. 2-car with a golf cart. What you waiting for? So this is the backyard. We're going to talk about this. This is backing up to a patio villa neighborhood. And the only thing that might be dicey is this. You're too close to this dead-end street in the patio villa neighborhood. I would consider this as a negative because I know for a fact that in the patio villa neighborhoods, these dead-end streets, people use them as parking lots. And I live in a patio villa neighborhood in the north, and there isn't a time of the day or night where I'm walking through the neighborhood and I don't see a car parked at the end of this street. They're always parked. There's always somebody parked at the end of the street. And they're not always the people that own this house or that house. They are people that live 5 houses down or on the other side of the neighborhood, and they have an extra vehicle, and they'll just park it there and they'll leave it there. One thing I don't like about the patio villa neighborhoods are these dead-end streets, and people are parking stuff there 24/7. That's the only problem I see with this home is it's too close to that street, and you're always going to have people parked there. And they're going to come driving in and parking in there at midnight, 2 a.m., and you just don't have any privacy. But if this home wasn't next to the street, if it was down, maybe down that way, 2 or 3 homes, and you just have a patio villa in the back, that's actually optimal because you don't have a kissing lanai then. You don't have to worry about somebody sitting back here blowing smoke at you because he's smoking his oversized cigar. And that happens all the time in the villages. Don't know why, but it does. So other than this, it's too close to that street. Otherwise, it's a nice house. What time is it? How many minutes have I been on this live stream? It's a nice house. There you have it. There you have it. Hour and 13 minutes. I've been babbling for an hour and 13 minutes. I'm watching my live stream on my TV there. That's what I'm looking at. We like to get like kitchens. Anyway, so there you have some discounted homes in Water's Edge. I didn't realize how many discounted homes they have. And then I didn't realize they had so many discounted homes in Water's Edge. They mainly have south and west facing lanais, but they're discounted. You even have patio villas. Look at the Retreat Patio Villa, Haven Patio Villas in Water's Edge, in the Joy Villa neighborhood. If you're interested in a patio villa, the Joy Patio Villa neighborhood is in the best location in the villages, right here. Homes are here, Eastport is here. You can walk there, 1-minute golf cart ride there. If you're interested in this home, they're discounted. Let's take a look at this Haven. If you're into a patio villa, and the bond of the Joy Villas are $27,000. They're kind of chunky, $115. So you take 230 and 27, you got 257, about 257,000, including the bond. You're in the Joy Villa neighborhood. You're next to Water's Edge. You're in the vibe of the South, as they say. And you got yourself a nice little Haven patio villa. Nothing wrong with it. What's wrong with this Haven Pattyville? Nothing. Does this one have a lanai in the back? This one even has a lanai in the back. Is the lanai in the back? Would be better yet. Yeah, it has a lanai in the back. A lot of people love these patio villas with the lanai in the back of the home. What are you waiting for? 257,000 all in with a bond? I think it has quartz countertops. Yeah, quartz countertops even. Look at that. What are you waiting for? Why isn't this a good deal? Why isn't anybody buying this house? Floor tiles in the bathroom. Even has tile bathroom floors. Come on. No, you cannot. No negotiating in the Villages, Val. The price is what you see is what you get. The Villages does not negotiate. You're welcome, Scott Miller. You're welcome, Scott Miller. Yeah, there's no negotiating. You take it as you see it. There you have it. My take on the Villages open homes for this week. I've been live for an hour and 16 minutes. I think I'm going to end the live. And I'll probably have another video coming out when you wake up in the morning. I usually release videos at 7 a.m. Eastern Time in America. Let me know in the comments on any video what kind of content you want to see on the Villages. You're welcome, Val V. Val V. Val V. You are welcome, Val V. You are most certainly welcome. All right, I'm going to end the live. I usually go live this time every week. I'm going to try to set up a regular recurring schedule for my live streams. I'm going to try to go live Sunday evenings in Florida. It seems to work out pretty well. And I will most likely see you next week again, somewhere in that 8 p.m., 9 p.m. time frame. I will go live again. And I appreciate everybody watching videos, commenting, sharing, liking, thumbs upping, thumbs downing, whatever. That's it for the week. Have a good one. Stay tuned. We'll have more videos coming out. I appreciate you joining my live today. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.